Today, we're talking about the mentality of a winner. There are certain mentalities that leave us poor. There are certain mentalities that leave us broke. We can't be doing the same thing we did 10 years ago and expect to be in business. Be consistent at what you do. Jack of all trades does not work. You need to know yourself, then know your enemy. You do not look at what you do from your view. Look at it from the view of the customer. The 21st century business is that business built on customer relationship.
I'm a communications officer for LBS, but I'm actually a broadcaster by profession. When I first heard about the masterclass, I'm a person who naturally loves to learn. Acquiring knowledge is actually one of my hobbies, as strange as it may sound. When you hear the term masterclass, you think, I'm going to be able to master something. I hope at least to be able to master my thoughts on business, strategy, planning, and possibly the mindset of a winner.
My name is Adedoku Ndiemi. I'm a teacher by profession. My passion is in education. I heard about Hexavian on the radio. I find some of the concepts that they come up with very interesting and all. And that was the reason why I came here. It's more about building a brand. That's what this is about, and I'm hoping I'll be able to learn new ways and techniques to achieve that goal.
The law of excellence and growth. Nothing else can sell you out. Nothing else in life can stand you out. Nothing else can make people forgive you for your worst mistakes, for your shortcomings than excellence. There's nothing else you should pay attention to than excellence. See how passionate he's trying to explain about like just small typos in Lagos Business School and how to take it so serious. It's excellence. Nothing else sells you out. It will forgive. People would forgive you. You know that mentality, that spirit we had when Michael Jackson had his crisis, the child molestation. A lot of people try to explain why he was right because he was excellent at what he did. Is the fact that when you're excellent at what you do, I have conversation with people who talk about some celebrities that we know on a personal level. They don't like them. But after how much you hate these people, you still would say, he's very stingy. Let me give a perfect example. Okay, there's a camera. A perfect example would just be someone we all know who played football, one of the greatest footballers that ever walked the face of Nigeria, right? And people, anyone who knows this guy on a personal level will tell you that he's a very stingy person. A very stingy person. Like, he's one of those guys that if you watch football, sometimes when they exchange shirts, you might not even exchange his own shirts. He's that stingy. But after how much people hate him, they'll still say that, but he play ball, sha. Do you get? It's excellence. Excellence is the only thing that somebody can come out and say, look, he's gay, but they will still vote for him. Do you understand? It's the fact that when you're excellent, that's Muhammad Ali is someone who, as of when Muhammad Ali, right, it wasn't proper. No one would give a black man a chance to do the kind of things that Muhammad Ali did. But it was the fact that at that point, he was the greatest alive. So he gave him a chance. Blacks are not known to be leaders. But they gave Obama a chance because he was excellent. You agree Obama was excellent at what he said he could do. He was an orator. Obama can stand the whole crowd out. Stand the whole crowd up. It's a powerful thing. Everybody has to understand how to do it. And it's excellence. Excellence is something we do not have a culture for. There's something called a culture for excellence. A culture of not being average. I always tell people, look, if you want to do average things, there's a place you can find them, not here. It's the fact that you need to have people who are excellent at what they do. Create a culture for excellence. It will speak for itself. That's the only reason why people will give you a chance, even when all odds are against you. Look, there's so much corruption in the system, we agree. But there are certain people that they would always give a chance in this country. We still have a few minds that we respect in terms of delivery. Look, as of the re-election of Fashola, when there was a little friction between him and Tinubu, remember that crisis? I was saying that at that point, if Fashola had run under, what's the most unlikely party? Fresh. Chris Okote's party in Lagos, he would have won. Do you agree with me? If election is appropriate, even with the rigging, he will still win. Because there's some things that is just 2 points blank. People will fight, people will die. It will be so obvious. It's a case of no matter the amount of match fixing, you pay a referee. When Man U is playing with Shooting Stars, there's no way Shooting Stars can win. Except if it was so obvious that there was a lot of malpractice. It's excellence. When you stand out, people would give you a chance. There was a case that happened a few months ago, as a matter of fact, personal stuff, something about government and some nomination stuff. And by the laws and the rules, if you're single or you're at a particular age, you're not likely to even get that position. I knew a few people who did get that position. It was the fact that they looked around and they couldn't find, there was nothing else against that. At that point, people will make a case for you. At that point, people will make a case for you. Excellence is the greatest marketer you can have. It's excellence. It will speak for itself. When GT Bank started, GT Bank at the time when banking in Nigeria was so aggressive, the marketing was so aggressive that it almost turned to prostitution for the women. You know that face. GT Bank was one of those people who almost stood their grounds. Most clients GT Banks got were walk-in clients. It was not them knocking at your door, begging you that, look, it was that bad. Some marketers would come to your office and they literally beg you that, look, please, my job depends on you. GT Bank didn't have to do that because it was excellent what they did. We all walked in there by ourselves to open GT Bank accounts. It's excellent. So even when they do mergers and acquisitions, GT Bank had to go through. It's excellent. Excellent to always speak for itself. That's what we don't understand. Even as crappy as our system as a country looks, if you're excellent, you will stand out. If you're a business, if you're the best at what you do, and you now understand the other laws, you're excellent, you profile your excellence, you create a buzz for excellence as a PR campaign, you create a storyboard. Because one thing I realize is we don't have good communication skill, not even in terms of talking in Nigeria. It's even trying to explain some things. If you have an event, create a storyboard for it. The amount of buzz you make off an event would create, because sometimes you can be excellent and no one knows you're excellent because there was no output for it. Profile your excellence, call branding, put that as your greatest asset. If that's going to be your slogan, you put it there. Let people know that one thing these guys are good at, they're excellent at what they do. Maybe GT Bank, after a while, had too many customers, they lost the call. And there were a lot of things going on internally in that bank because they kept changing CEOs and Adeonuku was sick and a lot of things happened in like last 5-10 years. So I think some of their core were lost. But GT Bank was that bank that was known for excellence. When Adeonuku was alive, I know this story on a personal level. He was supposed to come to the Potter's Lounge, but sadly, he never made it out with that sickness. We got Yemi Cardoso instead for the replacement. Yemi Cardoso then was the chairman of Citibank. People would explain that how Adeonuku can be so passionate. Adeonuku, when he was MD of GT Bank, on a Friday, you know how banks can be busy on Fridays, he would look upstairs and see how busy the banking hall is. He would take out his suit, fold his sleeves. He would come downstairs. He would pay people, market women, their money. Do you understand? Like, that's how passionate, that's excellence. Like, if you were fired in GT Bank, it was because you didn't have excellence. It wasn't for anything else. Maybe that core, I'm not sure they still have that, but it's the fact that that's how they got to where they got to. But if they're going to keep going, then they have to come back to that. The greatest asset you can have as a company is whatever you choose to be the best at it. It's called excellence. Six Sigma. Six Sigma is a powerful principle you should have in business because the time is up. So let's move up. So excellence is an attitude. Like attitude is inside of you. The same way we talk about brand attitude and brand image. Have an excellent attitude. You're the guy that is excellent at what you do. Come prepared. Come show up prepared. The funny thing, the greatest problem with success, even on the spiritual realm, is like every day God is trying to bless us, but we're not prepared. There's no container. Imagine what would have happened if Jesus wanted to feed the people, the multitude, and he asked them, how many fish do you have? And they said, nothing. Or yeah, do you have baskets? Bring the basket. And they said, sir, we don't have baskets. Imagine that scenario. That whole story might never have been. Do you understand? It's the fact that you need to be prepared, show up for it. If you're going to show up for it, it has to be by excellence.